there was two things, and I forgot one of them. But the primary thing is I might call it Rival Cup, but it's Nemesis Cup.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I was thinking it was like Rival or Rivals Cup. Also, why didn't they do like Seviper and Zangoose on the badge?
Mentioned on the
I
podcast.
don't know. Well, I mean, but we're recording the podcast right now,
Oh.
so I did mention during the
Whoa,
podcast.
mind blown.
Woo! I don't remember what the second thing was. There was something else I was going to mention. I don't remember what. It might be important. Not quite as important enough. So, whatever. Welcome to the Battle Science Podcast, a Pokemon GO PvP podcast where we talk about Pokemon GO PvP within Go Battle League and Silph Arena and all the things that relate to it. I am one of your hosts, Steven, a.k.a. A Boy in the Woods, joined, as always, by Jesse, a.k.a. Rocket Admin J.
Hi.
It is a day or two after spring started, a glorious, warm spring day here in the Pacific Northwest. The sun is shining, the grass is green, the birds are chirping, and
The pollen is pollinating.
I was gonna reference Fomantis, but that too. Yeah, rest in peace to all the homies that have allergies.
Big oof.
As I clarify, I don't have allergies, but just some phlegm, It happens. We're just full of fluids.
That's usually how humans work, yes.
Yeah.
We're meat bags.
Just meat slushies. It's kind of, you know what? Yeah. Accurate.
But you know what is also accurate?
What?
What day is it?
It's today is March 22nd, 2022.
Are you sure?
What do you mean? Am I sure?
Because we're talking about accuracy.
Oh. I mean,
Today's a palindrome day. I just realized
March
that.
22, 2022? 03/2022, Yeah, I guess. Brain function. You're like,
Steven.
I say the date and you're like, are you sure? And I'm like, I mean, time's a man-made construct. Does it really matter what day it is? But like, I don't want to start the podcast on that kind of existential topic. So we're going to kind of jimmy on past that one.
coming in with my face itches, pollen be rough.
Yeah.
What happens if we throw a jump luff at him? Maybe that's what I need to use to beat him next month.
Poof.
Just throw a jump luff.
Jump luff. Use pollen. Poof.
Get a plush, bring it to Kirkland, and throw it at him.
It would probably be adorable because it's just big, floofy orbs. Actually, realistically,
I'm sorry, we shouldn't make fun of him for having allergies.
No. Well, But you
But
do bring
hey,
up a good point.
He is one of our awesome Patreon supporters.
Oh my God! Shut up! I'll get there. Thank you for that segue. I won't describe it. Adjectives are not applied here. Our wonderful patrons from patreon.com/battlescience at the Patreon podcast producer tier, the Triple P, Dolphin93, James, a.k.a. Jimmy Bo, a.k.a. Jim is him, Winston the Champ, Evo Stevo, and Jamar.
Thank you for being awesome and supporting us.
Yes. I'm thinking of like the Triple P Patreon podcast producers, but also Pollen. Gosh darn it! Look what you've done to me. I'm getting my brain stuck. You random listener, Jeff. If we have a listener named Jeff, hi Jeff. How you doing? Hopefully your family's okay. you know.
What does that imply?
You know, nothing. Just, you know, hope everything's going well, Jeff.
My
But
name's Jeff.
shut. Low hanging. That's so low hanging fruit, dude. That is so low. Such low hanging cherubs right now. Such low hanging cherubs.
I'm on a rollout tonight.
Oh, he's slinging zingers tonight.
Woo!
Jeff, you can be like our wonderful Patreon podcast producers, the Triple Ps, by going to patreon.com/battlescience and backing us at the $5 tier or more. That will get your name read on the show, like our 5 wonderful Triple Ps. Or you can back us at the $1 tier or more and get access to the Patreon exclusive podcast, the Battle Science After Dark podcast. We need to record that next week.
Yep.
And I don't really know what we'll talk about. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Something.
Talk about sports.
We could talk about sports. I did do a Steven Sports spot while I was doing the
movie theater one?
No, last week I did a stream where I played GBL. Hey guys, I actually played GBL.
Wow.
What was the holiday? It was
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day, where I played Love Cup with a green team. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know if you have the right stuff.
Yeah, I had to use shinies. I used shinies only, and it was rough. I didn't have the right shinies, realistically. But it was fun. But I also talked about sports there. So if you want, that's maybe still up on Twitch. I might put it up on YouTube. If you want to catch that later, it was okay. It was all right. I don't know. Maybe I should be more optimistic.
I mean, you did
on
a
it.
little bit better in Master League from what I saw.
Oh, yeah.
You weren't as restricted in Master.
Yeah, because it's not a color-based meta where I then have to require shinies. Because Love Cup, if you don't know, is what red, pink, white, and
I think it was just red and pink.
Is it just red and pink colors? Dust was not dust well spent. Jim is him. That was dust well spent.
Dust was wasted.
It was a fun time. Yeah, it might just be red and pink. Come on, Pseudo-Wodo, you gotta help me out here. Red and pink, and then I had to basically choose shinies that had green in them, so that I was technically running a green team. It was rough. I think it was underleveled, like really underleveled Chansey Yanma, which actually had a little bit of usage, and Scizor, yeah.
Unfortunately, Love Cup is riddled with fire and rock types, and you couldn't deal with that.
I could not deal with that at all.
Needed the Drud.
I needed either Drudigan or I needed Crustle, because Crustle has the rock.
Nice green.
Yeah. Either of them would have, either or both of them would have given me a much more positive result with Love Cup, but you know.
Another fun option I found was Kingler, but Kingler's cheeks.
Yeah. I mean, it probably would have benefited me a little bit.
A little bit more than Yanma.
Yeah. No, Kingler. Oh, no, that's right, Kingler. I was thinking of Kingdra. Yeah. Is it technically green?
Yeah.
Is that shiny green?
Yeah.
Weird. Oh, wait, are we in Little Jungle right now?
Yep.
Oof. Maybe we BS about that a little later. What else was I gonna? Is that maybe it? I don't know.
YouTube.
YouTube.com. Go search up Battle Science. Go subscribe to us. We have 74 subscribers. We still need the 100 subscribers to reach.
That's a Nightbot sitting here spamming at least.
Yeah. Thank you, Nightbot.
The best underpaid employee.
It's never paid.
That's the best part.
What else? What am I missing? Something on opening? Patreon. If you're new to Pokemon Go PvP and you haven't already left, go to our. You can go and listen to our preseason primer episodes where we talk all about the basics and some more details of Pokemon Go PvP. Those are episodes. Where is... There we are. Preseason primer. Episode 1 was August 27th. The episode 2 was September 6th. So you can go back, listen to those, get some more information on the basics of Pokemon Go PvP, and then you can come back here, and then we'll,
Keep you updated as we go.
Maybe make more sense.
So one thing I want to interject and add is when I was down at Bellevue Downtown Park for Community Day, I met up with a lot of people that didn't really understand PvP.
Okay.
And I might have got us some new interest because I was talking with people, and the one group in particular that sticks out to me was a father, his 2 children, and his wife. And the father and the son were really interested in PvP, but didn't know how to do it well. They said they always had these problems. Like the father showed me he ran a Hundo Azu for $14.97 for Great League, and he's like, "This thing does great." And I was like, "Well, you know how to make it better, right?" And that gets into the whole talk about how IVs don't matter and stuff. But I told him as long as he's having fun running it, don't worry about it. But because he says, he didn't understand that you could double charge moves, you could stack them.
Yep.
So I was like, if you really want to learn some more about the basics, go check out our preseason primer. And we kind of break it down, and don't let it overwhelm you. I said, just take it in bits at a time.
All 4+ episodes or 4+ hours of the preseason primer. I will pair this down to a single episode that's maybe 2 hours for
next season.
Yeah.
But it was interesting to hear from people. It was nice to be back in a community setting. Niantic last minute bombing people with, sorry, I shouldn't use that phrase. That's in bad taste right now. With letting people know that they were holding an event for us locally last minute. I remember that morning, was it the morning or the night out before? You're like, "Hey, did you know they're doing something in Bellevue?" I was like, "What?"
Yeah, it was the day before. They sent out a push notification. I was like, okay.
But yeah, so I changed plans, went there, and it was really nice to see all the different people from all different walks of life, playing Pokemon. I mean, there were people there that weren't playing Pokemon either, but it was nice to see that sense of community again. Even though Sandshrew isn't the most exciting community day, people were out, people were walking, people were talking about Pokemon.
Get those steps in.
Yeah.
Speaking of steps, where am I? 9.7 kilometers.
But that's really what I want to say is I had a really good Sandshrew community day experience. I went on my own and did my own thing because I know you had to work.
Yeah.
I had people from our local group meet up and hang out with me too for a bit. And then when they went off and did their own thing, I met up with other random people and we just, sat and talked Pokemon. And then every 5 minutes you get reminded you need to get up and move because your instance isn't effective when you're sitting.
Yeah, it's rough. Maybe we talk about that in the
B-SAD.
Yeah. It's a pretty
hot topic.
Beefy topic we can get into for the B-SAD. Battle Signs After Dark podcast. Patreon exclusive. $1 or more.
But yeah, that's what I got.
How it feels to listen to the Battle Signs podcast.
Steven's doing ASMR in the next episode of the B-SAD.
No, it's a 5-gum joke.
Oh.
How it feels to chew 5-gum. 5-gum. Stimulate your senses. Ah! Let's get into the stuff.
The news roundup?
Trash IVs add that extra layer of challenge. Yeah.
Giddy up now. This is the news roundup.
Starting right now as I'm saying it, started a couple days ago as you're probably listening to this. The Pokemon Go's Lush Jungle Lunch Jungle crispy chicken. You know what? They're sauced up. They're sauced up cottony. They look like sauced up cottony. Oh, they're so good. Sorry. I'm gonna get hungry again. There's a Thai place that's a town over that does a dish called the Jungle Crispy Chicken, which is basically just balls of chicken, deep fried, and then sauced up, and you can get it at like different heat as far as sauces. Oh, so good.
Are we gonna have to start doing food segments?
Maybe. Ooh, maybe. I mean, we did a breakfast with Battle Science, and I'd like to do that again. But I'm not eating Jungle Crispy Chicken for breakfast.
Talking about that has made me hungry again. I remember
I
that.
know.
That was good.
Yeah. Wait, we got more pizza upstairs.
That's for lunch tomorrow.
Well, as I try to not absolutely bumble my way through this, Pokemon Go's Lush Jungle event features Cottony, Fomantis, Tapu Lele, a weekend park spotlight, and more. Lush Jungle event Tuesday, March 22nd at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, March 29th at 8 p.m. local time. Lush Jungle weekend park spotlight. Saturday, March 26th from 10 a.m. to Sunday, March 27th at 8 p.m. local time. Oh, wait, that's like a full 2 days. That's nice. No, I don't have those off, but I can do stuff over the in-between, actually. Join your fellow trainers for a Lush Jungle Park Spotlight. On Saturday, March 26th and Sunday, March 27th, Cottony will appearing more frequently in parks, and for the first time in Pokemon Go, you'll be able to encounter a shiny Cottony if you're lucky. Shiny Whimsicott is like an orange-blue, and it's sick. Sorry, my opinions are showing. Pokemon Go debuts. Yeah. Fomantis, the sickle grass Pokemon, and Laurantis, the bloom sickle Pokemon, will be making their Pokemon Go debut. They're out now. They're out now. And the guardian deity of the Akala Island from the Alola region, Tapu Lele, will also make its debut. Tapu Lele, Psychic Fairy.
Yep.
Oh, that Sudowoodo ran. That's too bad. Season of Alola Special Research Akala Island. The Season of Alola's second special research story will be available at the beginning of this event. Timed research focusing on catching grass-type Pokemon and exploring your area will be available throughout the event, a.k.a. walking a kilometer, catching grass-type Pokemon, and using berries to help catch Pokemon are the three primary
research objectives.
Yes.
Rewards varying.
Yeah, the use 10 berries to help catch Pokemon is Fomantis, and I think that's the only thing I care about. Get that candy. Get more
If you
candy.
want a complete list, Silph Road always does have the list of all the event research.
I actually have it in an infographic. We'll talk about that here in a moment.
Okay.
Wild encounters. The following Pokemon will be appearing more frequently in the wild: Metapod, Paris, Execute, Hoot Hoot, Sudowoodo, Fomantis, and Ferroseed. Fomantis and Ferroseed seem kind of common. Sudowoodo, it's an uncommon spawn, but I don't know. They might crank it down because it's unconfirmed, but usually day one spawns seem better than the rest of the event.
Yep. So catch them while you can.
If you're lucky, you might encounter the following: Pinsir and Cottony. Seen a couple of Cottony, only a 2 or 3 Pinsir. Having gone out and walked and everything today. In raids, 1-star raids: Bellsprout, Tangela, Sawaddle, and Cottony. In 3-star raids: Butterfree, Vileplume, Parasect, and Executor. 5-star raids: Tapu Lele. Mega raids: Mega Charizard Y. Let's see here. Field research task encounters. Actually, I'm going to go over to, I believe this is couple of gamings. Infographic on the field research available at Pokestops for the Lush Jungle event. Catch 5 different grass-type Pokemon is a Cottony. I don't think it has the ability to be shiny yet until this weekend.
I don't know. I haven't seen the research.
Well, this infographic marks it as shiny eligible, but I don't think it It might.
People have caught it prior to the event already.
The shiny?
Yeah.
Oh. Really?
Yeah. It was on Twitter a couple of times.
Oh, okay. So then its shiny might actually be out. I thought the release of its shiny was going to be
The weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, for the first time in Pokemon Go, you'll be able to encounter a shiny Cottonee if you're lucky. Yeah, I don't know when shiny Cottonee officially releases then. So
Check all of them anyway.
maybe somebody will let us know. Use 10 berries to help catch Pokemon. Fomantis. 317 is the hundo there. Use 3 berries to help catch Pokemon is either a Caterpie or a Wurmple. Catch 5 grass-type Pokemon is Execute, Sunkern, Seedot, or Ferroseed.
That's a pretty disgusting pool, if you ask me.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And use 15 berries to help catch Pokemon is either Paris or Parasect.
That's an interesting one because it's both give extra Stardust, so it's a good reward either way, but that's a lot of investment with items.
Yep.
When you could just potentially be stacking catch 10 berries or... Yeah, that's really the only one I'm interested in. Unless catching the 5 different grass isn't too bad either. If you are still looking for a good Whimsicott.
And walk 1 kilometer is raspberries or pineapple berries. So,
like I was mentioning pre-show, I might, just because we still get the 2 free daily passes, I might use mine to see if I can try and beat the Cantonian Executor to get the Silph Road Mighty Moth badge. But like I said, I need to do some testing before I invest all that dust. Originally, Cantonian Executor was a 2-star boss. It has been bumped up to a 3. So I don't know if I have to invest into a level 40 or a level 50 Venomoth. I do have the Purified Hundo, so I do have some options. I think the other problem is you have to fish out for movesets on the raid. What I mean by fish out is you have to either have someone that did the raid or jump in. You're investing the pass because once you get to the fight scene with the raid boss, you've invested in that gym and you can't get your pass back if you back out. If it's got the Confusion fast move, you're not going to have a good time. If it's got Bullet Seed, Venomoth double resists that. And then if it's got Solar Beam, that's even better because that's a huge windup of a charge move, and you can dodge it fairly easily. I think Bullet Seed, Solar Beam are the ideal move sets, and then Confusion, Zen Headbutt, and Psychic are the not preferred move set. So it's going to come down to 1, finding one with the move set that I want, and then 2, seeing if I can beat it with a level 40. And then if I can't, very questionably deciding if I want to spend it up to level 50 or not. But for those that don't know, the Mighty Moth Challenge is single Venomoth versus a Cantonian Executor raid. You have to beat the raid with 1 Venomoth only.
Let's see.
I think you're running Bug Bite or Infestation. I think Infestation because it's got the better charge energy. And then Poison Fang doesn't debuff in PvE. So bug moves are the optimal because it's quad weakness. I think it's Bug Buzz is the best one. Because Silver Wind doesn't buff in PvE.
Right. Yeah, and Poison Fang, it's going to resist because it's psychic.
Yep.
So
It'll be neutral, but...
Bug Buzz.
Yeah.
It is kind of attack weighted. I would be curious to see what the... I think Jimison is actually going to test it, so he might run some numbers for you.
But yeah, it's interesting because it hasn't been available because the Cantonian Executor really hasn't been a raid boss for a long time. I want to say there was a time a year or 2 ago where it came back, but at that time I didn't have a Hundo Moth and I didn't really want to invest in a partial one.
Yeah.
But just something to look forward to for the current raid bosses if you don't want to just do Tapu Lele. Can you scroll back down to them real quick for me?
The raid bosses?
Yeah. I think I saw Drillbur was a boss? No.
No.
Okay. So it was on the in between the two events.
Oh, where Drillbor was
A raid boss.
interesting.
A 1-star. So of these, Sawaddle isn't the most common.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't found one in the wild, that's a good raid pass burn if you want to just catch one. It is a 3-tier evolution, so it will require 125 candy. You don't necessarily have to go hard for it. I would say if you don't have one yet, it's one worth grabbing. It's a 3-tier, so it eventually will get a community day.
Especially since it's shiny, hasn't been released. It's a prime candidate.
Yeah. I have used Leavanny in a couple of Silph metas.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting. It's a bug grass, Fury Cutter, Leaf Blade, Bug Bite, or Bug Buzz, or no, sorry, X Scissor. I'm sorry, X Scissor. It's really fast, but it's also really frail.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably the grass bug of Frostlass.
I was thinking it's got a really similar moveset to Caesar.
Or Caesar. That's probably a better one.
Yeah, I think the one thing to keep in mind is if we do see it with a community day and it's soon, it's not during this it's not during the season when they don't want to shift the Go Battle League meta a whole heck of a lot because of the upcoming
meta.
Yeah, because of the upcoming regionals and such. So
yeah, the play Pokemon tournaments.
Yeah, if we see a Sawaddle community day, it's probably going to be midsummer. We won't see it until maybe July.
Yeah,
at the soonest. So
potentially not even till October because they got to do finals and everything.
Right. It kind of depends on what the timeline is as far as Niantic
how fast
adjusting.
they push it out. Yeah.
Niantic adjusting the meta within this season, going into regionals and such. So
Tangela, if you don't have a good Tangrowth, and again, these are raid bosses, so you're going to be limited on your IV ranges, but Tangrowth is very good, not only as a Ultra League Pokemon, it also actually really performs well as a just PvE Pokemon. It's a fun gym defender if you throw it in. It's got Vine Whip, Rock Slide, and Power Whip. It's pretty bulky for a straight grass type. It's, again, these are if you want to throw away raid passes and you don't see anything else in the area. I'm going to be 100% honest. Nothing in Tier 3 looks appealing.
Yeah.
None of those look good.
Yeah, and realistically, none of them, like, looking for high IV, high stat product of any of these isn't really key.
So if you're in a small community or you can't do a 5-star, so I have done one Tapu Lele raid. Of the one I've done so far, I would say 3 very experienced people could take it out based on the movesets and weather. But I would say a safe group is 5 or 6 people. So if you wanted to just remote in you and 5 other friends, I think as long as not everybody's running Snorlax, you guys can take it out. But it's not an incredibly hard one. Obviously, with the the Fairy and Psychic, Steel types and what was the other one? Steel and Bug perform very well. Steven's freaking out. What is it? Shiny Pseudo?
No. JR Honda, 23 minutes ago on Twitter. Tune in tomorrow. JR Honda is the head of Go Stadium. Tune in tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern time when we will roll out something special for all you dudes and dudettes. And then he puts the eyes, the Thunderbolt, a cloud emoji, a wheel emoji, and the sunglasses emoji. PV Poke responds, "Will it rock my socks off?" JR Honda responds to that with, "Rock or shock, take your pick."
It is.
I think we see an announcement tomorrow for Geodude Community Day. Don't get fooled. This might be good. This might get wild. I mean, if rollout's what, a normal move?
Rock.
Oh, it's a rock move? This could be really... I mean, the only thing that tempers my expectations is Niantic has said publicly, we didn't do any move changes because we don't want to adjust the whole meta for regionals.
And they've been doing that pretty consistently since they made the announcement.
Yeah, the only thing is, and we're about to talk about it, is the Laurantis actually has a pretty solid moveset. It doesn't move the needle. It doesn't change the meta. But
it just took it from cheeks to not so cheeks.
Yeah, the Laurantis moveset got adjusted from pre-release to release. So there's
hope.
Yeah. Make sure you follow with notifications on twitch.tv/GoStadium for tomorrow. Okay. Cool. Very, very cool. Cool.
But we kind of expected that when we heard, rollout audio file was added to the game. It's like, okay, well, it gets rollout. What's the theme that they've been going with? Because I can guarantee you they're not going to go, haha, surprise, like in Rock Community Day or Rock Rough.
Please. I would want that. Realistically, I want that more than most community days.
Yeah. But yeah, kind of segueing back here, 3 stars are bad. If you don't have to do them, don't do them unless you're being crazy like me and want to make a challenge of a
Executor
raid.
Yeah.
Personal opinion, Swaddle, Tangela, both really decent Pokemon. Cottony, if you don't have a good what's its evolution? Whimsicott. It's a good option. Tapu Lele is, as PV Poke put it, a worse Mewtwo in raids. It's not great.
JDY, to go back to your previous question, the Play Pokemon regionals, I don't know if they've started, but they're very close
Liverpool
to starting.
Will be the first one.
Okay. I want to say there was an Australian one that was happening. No, I think there was an Australian one that was happening, but I don't know if Pokemon Go was a part of it or something.
But it's the Pokemon sponsored. They're doing Great League. They specifically said they're doing Great League tournament.
Alrighty, let's talk about Laurantis. Its moveset. God, what was its moveset originally? It was
Bullet Seed, Energy Ball,
Uh-huh.
and something bad.
I mean, realistically, it's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible.
It wasn't Megahorn, was it?
No.
Actually, I can pull it up here.
Well, its current moveset is not that. Fury Cutter and Razor Leaf, which is great.
Alrighty, you ready?
What, the previous moveset?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bullet Seed, Energy Ball, Grass Knot.
Yeah, that's pretty bland. That's right. I remember looking at it being like, oh, it's a straight grass with a straight grass moveset. That's not helpful at all. We have something different now. So fast moves of Fury Cutter and Razor Leaf. Fury Cutter, having seen it on Samurott.
Yeah. Did you learn to respect that?
That's pretty solid. I think it's the Hydro Cannon too quick. That's too quick.
That's like Mudshot, ain't it?
It's ridiculous. And then you have Leaf Blade, Superpower, X-Scissor, and Leaf Storm.
The Leaf Storm for the spice.
I mean, X-Scissor is a nice Fury Cutter into X-Scissor is pretty quick. Leaf Blade. Like X-Scissor, Leaf Blade, that's a pretty solid combo on a lot of like grass poison, grass bugs. Or just bugs.
Yeah.
But giving it Superpower? Why?
So for the longest time, I thought this was a bug grass.
It's a straight grass.
It's a straight grass.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it's not straight. That's a bad pun. It's a monotype.
It's a monograss.
Grass. I'm sorry. That makes me cringe. That was a bad pun.
It's a very interesting moveset. I just hope that it doesn't have the bulk, does it?
I'm gonna spicy take. Similar to I don't have an Obstagoon because I haven't wanted to power one up yet. I don't like Superpower.
It's a commitment.
It's too much.
Superpower and Leaf Storm makes it a double commit hit and run Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to run Leaf Storm and Superpower, if you wanted to be like this,
run it as a lead, throw one of those moves, yeet.
Yeah, this Pokemon, I have taught this Pokemon not its moveset, but I have taught it that it's going to faint a lot.
It's a martyr.
Yes. It's. I don't like Superpower, but I mean, if you wanted to run Superpower Leaf Storm, like I'm not gonna.
Maximum.
I'm not gonna tell you not
jalapeno
to,
over
but
there.
yeah, that's.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a spicy meatball.
But this did make it much more useful, I guess is the right word.
It made it usable. Period.
Yeah.
Versus what it was before was a monotype and it was just going to get forgotten about.
So the fun fact on this was It was changed like within 15 minutes before the event went live.
That's hot. Of course, because it's a live service games and all of these like data
Content
and stuff.
creators and stuff were like, it's cheeks.
Well, yeah, no, but all of the data can be adjusted because it's server based. They can adjust it at any point in time they wanted to.
Yeah, I agree with Jamar. Leaf Blade is insane, especially on certain Pokemon.
I mean, it
seems to be on things that are attack weighted.
Yeah, similar Pokemon: Farfetch'd, Galarian, Sceptile, Shadow Shiftry, Trevenant, Blossom.
You know, we don't see Shiftry too much anymore.
No.
Poison's crept in.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. It's a great following the red thread. Yeah. Poison's around, so grass is there, but it's definitely
concerned of the poisons, definitely concerns of the Walrein.
That's right. Jamar brings up a good point that I was reading through JRE Seawolf's breakdown on Reddit of Laurantis, that it has a very similar stat product to Trevenant.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, Trevenant, because it's a dual type, and actually Trevenant has a couple of better moves. It's got Shadow Ball and Hex, I think, as well.
It's Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball, Bullet Seed, Seed Bomb, and something else I don't remember because I don't use it. It's just those moves that I use.
Why don't I just look it up? Shadow Claw, Sucker Punch, Seed Bomb, Shadow Ball, Foul Play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really want to use the moves with stab on it.
Yeah. So
ghost types go kind of unchecked in most metas.
Get you a Laurantis, which is cool.
It's one of those ones that I showed it to our local groups, and people that don't care about stats are like, "Oh, it looks pretty."
It does. It has striped pants.
For some reason, it reminds me of early '80s band. I forget the name. I'm maybe thinking Led Zeppelin with the rose glasses.
Maybe. It's a cool shiny though. It goes yellow green.
It goes to Levani colors.
Levani. Wait, hold on. Which one's Levani?
Swaddle's third form.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. It kind of does. Open image, a new tab. Swoop for video watchers.
So that's shiny Laurantis.
Yeah. It looks like its claws are green bean paw, or not green bean.
Green bean.
Kind of like green beans, but kind of like pea pods.
Green beans.
What?
Green beans.
I don't know what you're referencing here.
That's okay.
Yeah.
People that do know will hate me for it.
Okay. Sorry, other people. I don't know what he's talking about. Yes, that's it. That's all we have for news.
Yeah, which they're being very tight on the content during this event.
Yeah, the release of this season, they've been pretty. What's it called? Conservative with event details for upcoming events. So, like, the most we can do is basically look at the next island of the Alola region, and then we can theorize if we wanted to. But
we could get Mudbray. That's like one of the prominent ones for the next island, Pony Island.
Yeah. Do we see? Is it becoming a ground?
It's a ground type, and it evolves into Mudsdale.
Do we see some sort of like mountain type event if April's community day is going to be
focused around the rock that hasn't been mentioned?
Rock ground Electris.
Very possible.
That would be interesting. Are you referencing the Wiggles, Jesse?
Maybe.
Gross. I was thinking he was referencing like a what's that brand of like frozen vegetables? Green Giant? Yeah, Jolly Green Giant or something. I thought you were referencing an ad there, but if I'm much more disappointed now that I have learned that you're referencing the Wiggles.
I didn't say it was.
I'm still disappointed in you.
It's okay. Just add it to the list.
Oh, Automod blocking because of aggression.
What happened?
Automod held a message for reason. Aggression. Allow will post it to chat. Battle Ram. I hate you. I'll allow it. I can't believe you, Jesse. I can't believe you.
Outside of those announcements, though, if it is Geodude Community Day, let's theorize. Put the tin hat on.
Uh-huh.
All right, are you listening?
Yeah.
It's free evolutions.
Oh, trade those suckers.
Yeah.
Trade literally all of them.
Catch all of them and trade all of them,
Because-
regardless if it's Cantonian or Alolan.
Because the final evolution is a free evolution.
It's free XP.
It's free. It's free. We're giving you the XP.
Not to mention that they also, Cantonian doesn't really do well, but the Alolan line of Geodude, Graveler, Golem are very prominent.
Yeah, the Alolan forms are solid, and we'll see what rollout does as far as a move. If
I
it's
still think it should have been a fast move.
is it not a fast move?
It's a charge move.
Okay, and it changed the.
It's going to
moveset,
have to be a medium between Rock Blast and Stone Edge.
or it's worthless.
I didn't.
Hmm.
I think it would have been better as a fast move, but I think if they were going to make it a fast move, it would have to be a clone of SmackDown, because it's essentially what it is. So hear me out.
Okay.
Rock type Flame Charge.
Ew, no, I hate flame charge. Flame charge is disgusting.
But that's what it does. It gets more power the more you use it. It's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't like
Now here's the gross thing. Do you know how
Okay.
many things get rollout?
a lot of things.
A
I mean,
lot of things.
Do you know how many things are going to get rollout if that's the type of move it is in Pokemon Go?
Not a lot.
Very little.
Give it to Miltank.
No, I mean, yes. Make the milk mommy good. Shout out to those kind of funny best friends if you know about the milk mommy.
Cries and Whitney.
I mean, yeah.
You know who
rollout.
else gets rollout?
What?
Snorlax.
Oh God, I doesn't need it. I mean, a roll.
What if they gave it to Munchlax?
Yeah. I mean,
That would give it some diversity because it doesn't have superpower like Snorlax does.
right, but it has body slam.
They both have Body Slam.
Right, and body slam's kind of disgusting. So
Battle Ram, no, I have more Whitney PSTD. For those that aren't catching the reference, Gym Leader Gen 2, I think it's Gym 3.
Mm-hmm.
Normal type Gym Leader. At that point in the game, there's really nothing that can stop Whitney's Miltank from steamrolling your team. Here, I'm going to use a Clefairy. Here, I'm going to use a Jigglypuff. Oh, these are cute. Sends out Miltank. Roll out, Autobots.
What flame charge? Is it a 3-bar charge or is it a 2?
It's marked as a 3.
Marked as a 3, so it's a quick charge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't understand the guaranteed attack buff for flame charge.
Well, that's
Like
what it
it's a-
did in the games.
Right, but it's still like then increase the amount of
You think it should
energy.
be more like an acid spray clone?
it needs to require something more because it builds up way too quick.
I mean, wasn't it us that complained for the longest time that fire types needed to be
And
fixed?
they still need to be better, but I think like Talonflame in particular between Flame Charge and Incinerate is ridiculous.
J-Mark coming in with he thought the rollout was a fast move in the Game Master. I'm going off what I've heard. I haven't done a lot of research into it. Saying that it'll be much like a Volt Switch rock clone. I could see that.
What Volt Switch is a
High energy, slow, kind of like Confusion.
Yeah, because SmackDown is a slow with high damage, so we kind of already have that role.
Yeah. So it'd be the reverse.
Yeah, that would. Yeah. I don't.
And that would make sense because it's building up energy, which builds up attack essentially.
Because rollout is a multi-turn move. You use it one turn and then it continues to use it. Or am I thinking of a
depends on the
different
gen.
move? Okay.
Because like in Arceus,
Mhm.
you don't have to keep using it.
Right. Well, Arceus changes up the moveset. But like in
Yeah.
the original...
I think for a couple of the original games, it was like a Thrash or a Outrage where you had to keep using it.
Okay. Nope, somebody lost a glove.
But that's theorizing. It is Geodude Community Day. We should have the announcement tomorrow on confirmation.
Yeah. By tomorrow, we mean Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, which is cool. Oh, that of course he uses a GIF. Well, one of the Rock's GIF. It's a GIF of the Rock. Yeah.
Of course.
Can you smell? It'll be cool. We'll have a bunch of orange, and I can go ham.
Yeah.
Not gonna be working.
I'd be up for the trades. Pump me up to level 50.
I better clear out a ton of box space. Like a ton of box space. I need that XP.
But yeah, for real, take advantage. If you don't have somebody, DM us. Let us know. We'll find you someone to trade with.
Yeah, because it's.
It's free XP.
The joke is in partial has truth. The free evolutions are a ton of XP, especially if you hold them for a double XP on evolution. Spotlight hour, pop an egg, take an hour of all of the Pokemon. So,
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that's one of the ones coming up. I think that was the first one though. But Battle Ram clocks in here. Rollout in the old games was a multi-move you were locked into.
Okay, that's what I thought. I want to go to
Spotlight Hours or the event for April. I don't think they've done one for April yet.
No, they have not announced anything for April. Or no, I mean they have not announced
the Spotlight Hours.
They haven't announced events for April. I want to see if they've released the Spotlight Hours. Pokemon, so upcoming events, community days, Akala, Go Battle Day, eggs. I don't see that there. I'm going to just do a search then. Or it's one of those things that they're just like not talking about, which is really frustrating. As people that cover the news of Pokemon Go,
they did a really good job on the trailer though. Like the promotional trailer for it.
Yeah.
Like that looks like some main game stuff. Or like trading card game promo.
Actually, wouldn't surprise me if they reuse assets from other trailers.
Yeah. Well, none of this looks like it'd be stuff from other trailers is the thing. Because some of those look like real world locations.
Yes. It kind of depends on if it's stock footage used.
And then them overlaid.
Yeah, but there's the beach shot, so yeah, it might just be doing some filming. Like some casual filming. Maybe even some stock footage. But the 3D models, it wouldn't surprise me if the 3D models were from a previous advertising campaign because Pokemon advertises
a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Gen 7's been out for a little while, so
yeah.
But between the game release, the main series game releases, and the TCG, I imagine they've used some of these art assets, some of the 3D models and stuff before. Let's see, Pseudo Wudo. Okay, the only one that we have next is Paris on March 29th with 2 times Catch Candy. Ugh.
Okay, so there is a chance that April we might see a double X. If they wanted to be really nice, a double Evolve XP night the weekend after. Literally
the Tuesday after Community Day weekend.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
So fingers crossed on that one. If that's a thing, we will definitely be shouting that out across socials. Let people know. Be like, hey, are you not level 40 yet? Boom.
If March is the Alolan Sandshrew, the 2 Sandshrew forms. And
I know where this is
April
going.
April is the 2 Geodudes. Do we see Vulpix? Do we see what else is there? Is Vulpix Rattata, which I
How to piss off your community.
have a Rattata community day. I don't think they'll do it. I mean,
That would be.
is there a
There's also Grimer.
Grimer? That's what I'm thinking, but
And
I'm
wasn't
wondering
that a
if
poll option at one point?
maybe. I don't remember.
I really hope they do Vulpix.
What's the other one I'm thinking of?
That has a Cantonian in.
Alolan form.
Oh, I'd have to look.
There's another dark
Because
option or
Raichu,
two.
Marowak, and Executor were evolutions.
Yeah, are evolutions, and we're not getting those. I honestly, this would have been the time to release some sort of Alolan stone, and they're not doing it, so which really disappoints me. Means the Alolan forms are basically stuck behind either research raids and the occasional wild spawn per event.
Raichu is also another raid one. Alolan Raichu.
Right, but yeah.
There's also Diglett.
No.
There's
No.
Meowth.
Another one that would just severely disappoint people.
So, would it disappoint you if they released all 3 variants of Meowth?
If they did wild spawns for all 3, no. But then you also get into the issue where, like, what was your spawn percentage between the Cantonian form of Sandshrew and the Alolan form of Sandshrew?
I'd say pretty even.
Pretty half and half, because I feel like my Alolan Sandshrew was a less spawn percentage.
Well, that also being there were multiple glacial lures at Bellevue Park.
Yeah.
Like, people were already like, no, we don't want Cantonian. We want Alolan.
Right. Yeah, I don't
I can't remember if there
feel
was anymore.
Yeah, I don't feel like the I don't feel like it was even. So then if you split a community day 3 ways,
Yeah, no, that's it.
yeah, I don't think it works well in that instance if you split a community day spawns 3 ways between the 3. If anything, they would put Galarian Meowth behind
Research and put
research eggs, raids, that kind of stuff.
Galarian, yeah. I was gonna say Alolan in research and then Galarian.
They might do both spawns in the wild. I don't think they'll put all 3 at once.
No.
That would be a lot.
But if you really want to piss off the community, do Rattata, do Diglett.
If you want to mildly piss off the community, it's between Meowth and Diglett. I think the 2 options that people would really care about would be Vulpix and
potentially Grimer.
The question is, what do you give? What's a community? Because both Ninetales and Muck, great PvP Pokemon. Actually, both
versions.
Forms. Yeah. So the question is, you've already given Weather Ball, the 2 versions of Weather Ball to Ninetales. What do you give Ninetales?
A new fast move. I mean, it doesn't. Cantonian could use a better fire.
Do you give it Incinerate? Do you make a new fast move for it?
Incinerate would be pretty good because that's what 1.5 to a Weather Ball.
Yeah, it's a long time though. It's a long time.
Yeah.
With plenty of opportunities for.
Tell you what, I'll look up their move pools.
Okay. My one thing with Incinerate is a long time, and you can deny.
Yeah.
My knowledge, you can deny the damage from going through. If your opponent has Incinerate by throwing a charge move. I don't know if the damage applies that next turn or how that works when an Incinerate is basically interrupted by throwing a charge move. So,
because I do know it learns the fangs, I believe.
Ninetales?
Yeah.
Both forms?
I believe so.
Interesting. All 3 fangs?
Looking it up.
Okay. Because that would be more coverage than I think it.
It does learn Hex.
Cantonian?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It does learn extrasensory, which
No.
that won't
No.
make it any better.
No.
Um.
In fact, that'll just disappoint people.
Ooh.
What?
Give Alolan Ninetales Icy Wind.
Icy Wind and Weather Ball, where they're what? The same energy
that's
requirement?
True. That's true.
That would be what? With powdered snow?
It gets Ice Shard.
Ice Shard.
It's the
Okay.
fast move that Walrein got.
So higher.
Damaging fast move.
Oh.
That's ice.
Was that a fast move?
Yeah.
Because I thought it got Walrein got powdered snow and
Or no, you're right. It's a charge move. I'm
it's a
sorry.
charge move. Yeah. That would
It does learn Draining Kiss. Faster fairy charge option.
Yeah, that might be.
It can learn Quick Attack.
Ugh. That might actually be another fairy type move. Yeah, A9 has powdered snow.
Yeah. Ninetales can learn Mystic Fire. What? That's not in the game yet. That's a newer gen move.
No, yeah, it's not. Like, the only thing I can think of is trying to give it Will-O-Wisp, and there's a chance that Will-O-Wisp is a fast move.
That'd be nice.
Make
it a fire type hex.
Make it and high energy.
Yeah.
Or like a Dragon Breath level of speed, where it's a half turn fast move that just has a reasonable damage and reasonable.
You just want a very fast fire move, don't you?
I just
That's
want
not Ember.
I literally just want a better fire type fast move to allow.
Yeah, JMR K9 with Incinerate would be bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, but then the question is, what do you give Alolan Ninetales? Because Alolan Ninetales already has a great moveset.
Yeah.
With play between Powdered Snow on ice, Charm on fairy. For fast moves, and then realistically, just a better fairy fast move or a charge move would be kind of where like the one spot that could use some improvement. But realistically, that's every fairy type Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because I think it's Play Rough is the only one that's like
it's got Dazzling Gleam,
pretty quick. So
it can learn Ice Beam, but it doesn't have it in Go.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a
That
harder. It's not a better move.
Yeah,
but that would be the move that they would give to it to make it not meta breaking.
Yeah, it wouldn't impress me there. But I mean, not everything can be absolutely stellar. So
no. Via TMs, it can learn Iron Tail. It can learn Dig. This is Cantonian.
Okay.
It can learn Hyper Beam. It can learn Shadow Ball.
That's interesting. I always, for whatever reason, I always thought of the original Ninetales.
Dark Pulse.
Ooh, okay, that's interesting. For whatever reason, I always thought that the original Ninetales was like a ghost type.
Yeah, they gave it that effect.
Yeah, because there's some of its moves, and then Will-O-Wisp being this sort of like why is it a fire type when the Will-O-Wisp is a reference to like a ghost.
Cantonian Ninetales can learn Avalanche. Alolan.
That's a big chunky damage.
It's not a Weather Ball.
Yeah. And it's having used Piloswine, Powder Snow into Avalanche is pretty quick. Or no,
also
what's it called? Frostlass.
Yeah.
Has Powder Snow into Avalanche.
So they both learned Dark Pulse.
Ooh, wait. Alolan Ninetales with Dark Pulse?
What's that beating?
I don't know, but that would be an interesting.
Because they both get that move.
That would be
via
an interesting. TM. That would be an interesting addition. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to think of.
Cantonian can get flame charged through breeding.
Let's see, because Dark Pulse would help beat Psychics. Not that it has a huge problem with beating Psychics, but it would have something that's super effective against them.
Is that really all we're using Dark for is Psychics?
No, I mean there's
Ghosts. It beats Ghosts.
It beats Ghosts. I mean, but charm with stab is something anyway.
Yeah.
It's not super effective, but it's. You can flip
They
the
both learn hacks.
A9 V Talon and Ultra League with Dark Pulse. I mean, that's an interesting. That's an interesting matchup to flip. Just because Talonflame's neutral.
I mean, we could be looking at the June and July. That could be the 2 next community days.
What do you mean?
Or sorry, May and June. Grimer and then Vulpix.
Right, but the only thing with June is we're outside of the
It's
season.
outside of the season? Okay.
It's outside of the season, so we're less obligated to do an Alolan Pokemon. So that's why I imagine this generation, like the season after, we might start seeing the next starters, just because we've filled for long enough. And actually, we haven't had a starter since what, Oshawott?
Yep. Last year.
2021.
Yeah.
And we're a couple months in. Wow, yeah. I mean, realistically, I'm not disappointed with what they filled. And also the every other month being a starter is an unreasonable pace. So
Oshawott Community Day was in September.
it was in September? Holy cow. That's such a long time ago.
It's almost 6 months.
Wow. I mean, I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. Because, again, it's an unreasonable pace having a starter every two months.
Yeah,
We
they
would
went
be
through
done.
that quick.
We would be done if they kept doing it. So we would be caught up. We might be getting the Alolan starters now if they did do every other month. So, yeah.
Side tangent, but I think good stuff to talk about.
Oh yeah, I mean, if we're getting the Geodude Community Day,
It's always fun to theorize what could be next.
yeah, should we do Total Dude Bros and do like the weird cutoff tank tops, like sunglasses, backward hats for Geodude? Just be some dudes.
I was
Dude
going to say
bros.
grow out my mustache. To be
Or we
Go-
could do
Golem.
Rock. We could do dress like the Rock.
I don't have the body for that.
Neither do I, but I think it would be funny.
No.
Can you just anytime we get a shiny, can you smell from like across the park?
Or just dude.
Dude, check it out.
Have a Geodude plush that just shouts dude.
Your dude button, kind of like the nut button.
Nut.
But it's the dude button. I can see if they have a dude button. I'm just making dumb jokes at this point.
All right, is it time for a transition?
Wait. Jim is him. What are we talking about describing you? A tank top, sunglasses, and backwards hat? Is Jim is him a dude, bro?
Dude.
Are you one of the hockey players from Letterkenny? Are you Jonesy or Riley? Is that what you're talking about? What was the? I don't remember why, but I nicknamed one of my Alolan Ninetales Shorzy. I don't remember why. I'd have to look it up.
Fist
all right.
pump time.
Oh God. Yes, I have to hit button. Hold on.
Welcome to the meta
And hit other button. Split. The hit M. Night Shyamalan movie. Split. Alrighty. Embrace the I can't speak. Adversarial in the Nemesis Cup. April 2022's Silph League Arena meta. Nemesis Cup. The badge is kind of cool. It's 2 wolves. Could be 3. That'd be neat. It's a green wolf and an orange wolf. They could have done a pink wolf and a blue wolf. Although realistically, Zamazenta and Zacian are neither eligible for Great League or technically rivals. They're allies.
Also, you made mention of them using Seviper and Zangoose.
They could have used Seviper and Zangoose.
I don't know if they can actually use them as an image for promotion.
No, not technically. They might get into some legally troubles.
Kind of surprised they didn't do the what's the one from like Full Metal Alchemist where it's the two dragons, the Ouroboros?
That's actually just one snake eating its tail.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But yeah, you could do 2 dragons. I mean, they might have like done some concepts where it was like wolves and other concepts where it's dragons.
The first thing I thought of when I saw that icon was Twilight Princess. Legend of Zelda.
No, I mean, I know Twilight Princess is a Legend of Zelda game, but I've never played it enough to know the
context is Link. Spoiler alert: Link becomes a wolf.
Oh, that happens in like the first 30 minutes, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's not really a spoiler.
Yeah.
You know, if you're playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and you have the wolf amiibo, you can summon the wolf Link.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that.
And if you completed the game, it's got the full set of hearts that you completed the game with.
Oh, really? Ooh, strong.
Yeah.
Wolf. Is there a particular name for Link
What do you mean?
as a wolf? Is it just Wolf Link?
Wolf Link.
Okay, because whatever. I think of like Linkle. And it's like, is there a Link?
I mean, Smash Brothers has
Wolf.
what? 3 Links? Toon Link, Young Link,
Right.
Breath of the Wild Link.
Yeah. I was trying to think if there's a particular name for Wolf Link other than Wolf Link.
But Nemesis Cup, this looks interesting.
It's 2 types. Everything has 2 types. There are no monotypes, even in the things that are whitelisted. It's just really complicated. I'm just going to confuse you here because I'm going to read off the things and you're going to be confused. I'm going to be confused. Jesse's going to understand it because he's looked through it. I mean, I've already looked through it too. But
I was confused earlier.
It's confusing. Look it up and read it along with me, and we'll get through this together.
Where can they find this?
Not on the Silph Arena, not on the Silph Arena website. It's not been updated in a month.
Wait, what?
Seriously, did you not see the thing I posted in the Discord?
Bro, I've been at work.
Let's go to the Silph Arena. Let's go to the Silph Arena homepage.
Watch them correct you.
Yeah, home.
Click tournaments.
Obsidian Cup resources, March 1st. Guardian Cup resources, current cup. Current GBL theme, GBL
I think
Johto
you might
Cup
need
resources.
to clear your cache there, buddy.
What, are you seeing it?
I'll check.
Check it on yours.
But they usually don't post the cup until the month begins.
Well, no, because they posted Obsidian Cup resources March 1st as if it started on, because it started on March 1st, but with Guardian Cup is the current cup. That should say Obsidian Cup, current cup, and Guardian or
they might be updating
Nemesis
it right
Cup.
now too.
I hope so, because this is.
Because I've got 21-22 seasonal information, Obsidian, Guardian, and Johto Cup.
Yeah, so it is outdated on the website.
I'm sure they're working on that though. So if you need to, you can also Google image search Nemesis Cup, and it'll bring it up. And other people.
Yeah, I went to their. Let me go here. We'll go here. Cup / There's a small chance it's on their website, but might have to go to this specific.
Steven's trying to hack Silph Arena. Page not found.
Yeah, exactly. Unknown cup. Thanks, guys.
And
I went to their Reddit.
Logs you out.
I went to the Reddit.
Okay.
So Nemesis Cup. In slot 1, select your fighter. Asterisk. Not all of these are fighters. Obstagoon, Gallade, Lucario, Poliwrath, Pangoro, Blaziken, Chestnut, Quagsire, Flygon, Excadrill. Somebody was saying in the Reddit that it's not necessarily fighter, it's more anti-tank, because you have a lot of counter users, but you also have things that are using ground-type moves. So Poliwrath, Quagsire, Flygon, Excadrill, all anti-tank, because usually steals are tanks. So that is slot 1. Choose one from this list of Pokemon.
Yep.
That is the slot 1 and slot 2 are white lists.
You have to put one of these on your team.
Yes.
Per requirement.
Slot 2, select your anti-fighter. Jumpluff, Dedenne, Frostlass, Gourgeist, Noctowl, Gyarados, Charizard, Gengar, Galarian Rapidash, Mawile. Kind of, sort of anti-fighters. Except for Mawile, because you can run Mawile as a anti-tank. If you run Fire Fang and Power Punch. I shrug. Or yeah, Charizard if you're running at fire. It's
There's
an
options.
anti-tank. It's kind of bizarre. I mean, because like if you're running Charizard, you're not beating Poliwrath.
Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw will put a dent.
Right, but if you're running it literally anything else,
Wing Attack.
does it win? I don't know.
That's not a sim I've run because I don't invest that.
It confuses me. Does Pangoro, because it's a pseudo dark type, does it beat Gorgeist?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and Frostlass.
That's assuming Gorgeist doesn't shield though, and Pangoro doesn't get bullet seeded or seed bombed to death.
True, because Pangoro is also glass. I put that in my notes. Actually, let me pull it. That was one of the things I forgot to do. I forgot to pull up my. Notes.
So while Steven's looking up his notes, and the rest of your team is slot 3, which is select 4 bodyguards. Of those bodyguards, they have to either be bug, dark, fire, grass, ice, psychic, water, and they have to share one of those types.
They have to have 2 types.
2 types total, but they have to share one of those types. And in the banned column, we have megas, monotypes, fairy, flying, fighting, ground, ghost, normal, and Escav.
Yes. So the kind of complicated thing is slot 1 and slot 2 are white lists. So even though most of those have a typing that is banned, they are allowed. But you can only have that Pokemon if you choose it within either in the slot 1 for the fighter role or slot 2 for your anti-fighter role.
One example of that or 2, I guess, would be something like Quagsire or
Obstagoon. It's a dark normal.
Right, and normals are banned.
Normals are banned, but because
it is
it's
an
in slot
exception.
1. Yeah. Slot 1 and slot 2 are exceptions, basically. Slot 3 through 6, so 4 additional Pokemon on your team, have to have one of these types: bug, dark, fire, grass, ice, psychic, water. But they have to have 2 types, and they have to have one of those types, but they can't have another type be fairy, flying, fighting, ground, and ground, ghost, and
Normal.
So
one key note here that isn't mentioned: legendaries and mythics are allowed.
Yes.
As well as shadow.
Yes.
So, looking at your tier 1 fighters, you could run a Shadow Gallade. You could run a Shadow Poliwrath. You could run a Shadow Quagsire or Flygon. In your slot 2 tier, you can have Shadow Jumpluff, Shadow Gyarados, Shadow Charizard, and then there are a few other key shadows such as like Beedrill.
Shadow Mawile.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yep.
Shadow Mawile. And then other things like Shadow Beedrill, and there's a couple other decent shadows to look into. But just fair warning, mythics, legendaries, and shadows are allowed as long as they follow Step 3 and Step 4's rule requirements.
Yeah. As long as they follow the bodyguards rule set. Dual types and nothing banned. So Celebi, technically.
Yeah.
Grass Psychic.
Yep.
Fits.
You could run Celebi. And with its recent move change, it might make an appearance, but I don't think so.
The Therian formies all have flying, so that's a no.
Yep. I don't know if you can get them that low.
No, probably not. I'm trying to think of other dual types that...
All the Reggies are banned because they're mono.
Yep. That's a woof. I'm trying to think of other legendaries that might fit, but realistically that would just be wasting time. And Escavalier is banned because it's
Jirachi, though. He's right.
Doesn't fit any of those. Psychic Steel, yeah. So that's the interesting thing. Types like Steel and Electric are neither banned or aren't banned. So things like Lantern, because it has a water type, an electric type isn't banned. Lantern is eligible.
Yep.
Because Ice is available, things like Alolan Sandshrew and Alolan Sandslash are available.
Yep.
Because again, Steel isn't banned. Jirachi's a great example there. Legendaries aren't banned. It's
Lotties are allowed.
eh,
They're Psychic Dragon.
right. No one would want to use them though. No one should use them. Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do that. Please no. Please no. What is something else that was popping into my head? Are those the only two types that aren't on this list? Electric and Steel?
I'm sure I could find one more.
There might be one more, but I don't know what it is. Watercress, Fire, Rock. Rock's not on this list.
That's what it is.
Rock is not on this list. So, but Ground is banned, so there's a lot of rock grounds that are out of here. Tyranitar?
Victini's allowed.
Fire Psychic?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Genesect is allowed.
Let's just name Pokemon that are allowed that are just trash anyway.
Genesect.
It's not good.
It's a subpar
Bug Steel?
Durant.
Yeah. Subpar Durant. When was the last time you saw Durant in a Silph meta?
If you were lucky enough, you can run Zarude.
It's rude. Oh.
Grass Dark Monkey. The Mojo Jojo.
Oh, why? Thank goodness I haven't overeaten or I would have vomited in my mouth a little bit.
Oof.
Why? Why would you?
I mean, mine was 1593.
I haven't caught mine yet.
I don't think you can feasibly get it under 1500 though, and it being a mythic, you can't trade it.
Right. At some point, we'll get it shiny. Isn't it pink?
What, the shiny?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, have we seen it shiny?
No.
Because it's shiny locked in the games.
Yep.
Because it's an event Pokemon. Interesting. Let me look this up.
Oh, that's true. There's a lot of mythics we don't even have yet. Manaphy and Phione, but they wouldn't be allowed in this cup. Thundercat, what's his name? Good and Unite.
Oh, Zarude.
It's Zarude.
Oh, it's shiny. Seriously? That's it?
What?
It's just a gold pattern rather than a dark gray pattern?
Huh.
Weird. Okay.
It's shoot, what is its name? Thundercat.
No.
Sounds like Zoroark. It is Zoroark.
Zoroark.
Zoroark's the dark one,
Oh. Okay.
I think. Anyway. Yeah, this is a interesting meta. You're going to have to pick your first two and then kind of build your team around it as support.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what the bodyguards do. You either run both your slot 1 and slot 2 every match,
Mm-hmm.
or you run one or the other to confuse your opponent. So looking at this list, I really like Dedenne. I think Dedenne stands out really well. Because fairy types are banned, and it and Mawile are some of the few options.
Beedrill.
Beedrill is a good counter to it.
You activated my trap card, Beedrill. Beedrill's a great counter to it.
Yes, but Beedrill is also glass. And can Beedrill just survive a discharge?
Let's find out. I'm pretty sure it can. Let's see. I want battle. Because it wins by a hefty margin via PV poke. The only thing is it usually runs it via one shield.
Yeah, because you bait with the X Scissor and then go with, I'm guessing it's Drill Run. Yeah.
Let's see. So one shield scenario.
Holy cow!
A commanding.
Holy
No, it just
cow.
it just uses X Scissor.
Yeah, It's because the poison jabs are.
And it's actually so Beedrill's HP is 129 and Dedene's is 133.
Okay.
So it's Dedenne they are nearly identical when it comes to stats.
Yeah.
Overall stat product for Dedenne is 1793 and Beedrill's is 1749. So it's
close.
real close.
Yeah. I don't know. I just Yes, it's the hard counter to Dedenne, but
so okay, here's the only thing. If Dedenne if you can somehow deny a poison jab, Dedenne gets a fast move off ahead of time. Technically it gets to
mark it as a 2 shield. Run Dedenne with 2 shields and see what happens.
Are you gonna use 2 shields on Dedenne though? It still loses.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, so it hits 2. Well, the first discharge is shielded, but a discharged half healths Beedrill. So, because Beedrill's bug poison, it's not flying. So, yeah, that's a safe win, and it's not even running. It's not even hitting drill run. It doesn't have to. It's hitting.
It's just poison jab.
Poison jab and
the shadow
X's
even does more. Probably has a much more dominant win.
We'll switch it from 2 shields to 1 shield.
Yeah.
Tiny. I think a tiny bit.
You don't have to use. No, you do have to use another X scissor still.
Yeah, you have to use 2, because it's a 1 shield scenario.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Dedenne's good, but I think with what the things that are around as far as fighters, and then the things that are around that are anti-fighters, there's ground. Ground is banned, but the first 2 slots have ground options.
Yes.
So I think Dedenne, while broad, there's counters in a lot of places.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Also because there's a lot of poison. You'll see Grimer, you'll see Alolan Grimer, you'll see Alolan Muck in this meta for sure, because they both qualify for the bodyguard slots.
You want to jump back to the chart?
Jamar says he's gonna go ahead and run Excadrill to beat Jesse's Dedenne. My fighter beats your anti-fighter. Take that. I for whatever reason, like, part of me is like, Excadrill might be an interesting fighter, just to like be like, I'm not gonna use counter.
And then Steven regretted everything he ever did.
Yeah.
Because you definitely see some interesting crossover between slot 1 and slot 2.
Yeah, there's some weird dynamics between slot 1 and slot 2. So
I think a really good core that I remember from early on in the game, Poliwrath and Jumpluff would make a good team, or probably Poliwrath and Frostlass.
Running through the math, sorry. Yes. Yeah, Frostlass helps beat out fighters. Although realistically, Poliwrath already has Ice Punch, so unless you're running something other than Ice Punch.
Scald or Dynamic Punch.
Yeah. And then there's some grass. There's actually a lot of bug.
Yeah.
A lot of bug, a lot of grass here.
I see Fortress makes a commanding return.
Oh, that's right, because it's not banned. Poison types. It's not in the bodyguard roles, but like bug poisons and grass poisons are all over the place, and both grass and bug are eligible for the bodyguard slot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's poison all up in this.
Charizard being the only fire flying that's allowed. Talonflame's banned because flying types are banned.
Yes.
You have...
and I think if it was within the anti-fighter role, Talonflame would be one of the only things to be picked.
Yeah. You have... what's its name? Macargo could be making a return.
Yes.
Macargo is a pretty solid option. You just got to watch out for your fighters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's real weak to fighters.
Yeah,
it's real weak to ground.
Fire types consistently are mono, but there are some interesting dual type fire types.
Mm-hmm. Nemesis Cup. So the one complicated thing about looking at PvPoke's rankings for this is I can turn off the limited Pokemon, but I can't distinguish between slot 1 and slot 2. when it comes to the PvPoke rankings, and there might be an update coming to that at some point. I know the PvPoke has been just like absolutely
Maybe in the team builder function.
Yeah, maybe in the team builder function, but when it comes to the overall rankings, like PvPoke's, I think working on like 3 or 4 different metas
right now.
Yeah, like putting in an absolute insane amount of work. So shout out to PvPoke.
Kakuna Matata.
Yes, Kakuna Matata.
Mateo.
Bug is all up in this. So Lucario, Blaziken,
again, these
1
are
and 2,
overall performance against the entire meta.
Overall performance amongst the entire meta in the one shield scenario, more or less. Lucario, Blaziken, Fortress, Beedrill, Shadow, Galvantula, Walrein at number 6, Powder Snow, Icicle Spear, Earthquake, whack. Noctowl, Poliwrath, Shadow, Zweilius, Beedrill. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 bugs, and actually Beedrill twice, technically. 4 bugs in the top 10 of PvPoke ranking. I did not expect Walrein to be
as good as it is. You have not PvP'd, obviously.
No, well, I have not gone into
GBL.
I have not gone into Great League GBL since Walrein had its community day. So
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Hit Trevenant and then Phil.
Nice. Just ran Excadrill in practice and it's pretty good. Good flying coverage with Rock Slide. Ooh. Ew, interesting. Is it Mud Bomb for its other move on Excadrill?
It's Drill Run.
Okay, Drill Run. Drill
Mud
Run,
Shot, Rock Slide, Drill Run.
Okay.
It's the budget G-Fisk.
Walrein is busted in GL and Ultra. I'm blanking. Sorry. Oh, and I got the Kraken game on. Woof.
But immediately after Beedrill there, then you get to some interesting picks.
Hisui and Electrode, Thundershock, Wild Charge, Energy Ball. Interesting. Excadrill, Obstagoon, Dedenne, Malamar.
Malamar will be fun. That's a very weird hybrid.
Mawile, Flygon, Fortress, Lantern, and Shadow Walrein at number 20.
Specifically, those are Shadow, Mawile, Flygon, and Fortress.
Yes. So shadows are relevant here, but you have to, play with what you have. That's the big thing. And don't lament too hard on the things that you don't have. Excuse me. Goodness. Because
it's interesting it's recommending Mudshot, Flygon over Dragontail.
Yes, but I think there's just enough steel.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And just enough fire that it works with Mudshot better than Dragontail.
I'd love to hear what Jamar's thought is on Charizard with Wing Attack, Dragon Breath, or Fire Spin for this meta. JD says, I won my Obsidian match, tough dude too. Congrats.
Spammy, flexible, shield pressure, less bulky, volatile.
So it is or you're looking at Charizard, right?
Yes.
It is recommending Wing Attack.
Wing Attack, Blast Burn, Dragon Claw is what it's saying. The only downside is Wing Attack is a legacy move.
Yep.
So not even a community day.
That is an elite TM investment.
So is Ember.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah. Bro, I made an orphan joke earlier.
I know. Would you do me a favor and run the battle sim versus the meta for Charizard? See what the numbers come up for Wing Attack versus the 3.
Nemesis. Charizard, and you want...
Let's start with Wing Attack because we know that one's the best.
1 shield, original IVs,
Yep.
bait with low energy moves, battle.
So 50%.
What else are you going to use the Elite Fast TM on?
Smackdown, Perfect Tyranitar.
Rank 4 already evolved Dugong. But then I have 3 other Elite Fast TMs, so yeah, you're not wrong.
Ooh, Empoleon's allowed in this meta.
Yeah, it absolutely smacks wing attack charge hard. A battle rating of 114. You have to be running a low level Empoleon or not doing anything for it to win.
See,
to
but
lose.
now Charizard's going to quickly become my Hypno of Steven's collection. I'll have to have one that has Dragon Claw. I'll have to have one that has Fire Spin. And I'll have to have one that has Wing Attack.
I mean, it's been around long enough that you probably have most of them.
Yeah.
But then you have to mark which ones you have and TM the ones you don't.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that I had another rank 21 Hypno?
General Grievous, yeah.
Yeah, another one to add to my collection. I have too many Hypno.
So would you mind plugging in Dragon Breath now and seeing what we get?
Yes. So 18 wins, 18 losses, 0 draws. So it's a 50% win rate with
straight down the middle.
And you want Dragon Breath?
Yeah.
14 wins, 22 losses.
Oh boy,
Dedenne. Where it would probably have a let's actually I'm gonna go back to Wing Attack and see what I want to see where the Dedenne fight happens. Oh, it's literally one slot worse. Better. One slot better, aka it goes from the worst matchup to the second worst matchup when you go from Dragon Breath to Wing Attack.
And now Fire Spin, which I don't think is going to be better than Wing Attack.
It goes to rank 7. It has a slightly less, slightly better, but still a very big loss to Dedenne.
So Wing Attack Charizard is the play here.
Unless you're running Dedenne with Charm.
Wait, it has Charm?
Doesn't it? Doesn't Dedenne have something like other than what it has?
It's 14.
Where are you? It's 14? I can't read. Thundershock Tackle. Okay.
I was going to say, I didn't know it had Charm.
Yeah. I thought it had, because it's one of those things of like it's running electric, so anything flying is just gonna wreck.
Flying or water.
Yeah.
Except for the Mud Boy.
JDY, it sounds like Jesse's probably gonna run a Dedenne too. So.
Yep.
Mouse.
I have enjoyed it so much in Open Great League.
Mouse boys.
I love frying all the wall rain, destroying all the fighters.
Mouse boys for life.
And seeing the Altarias cry because they can't do anything. And then I see a Stunfisk and I go, why? Oh, wait.
What?
Is Unnovan Stunfisk allowed? No, because ground type's banned.
Yes.
That would have been spicy.
That would be spicy, but also there's like literally a ton of stuff that do it better in this. And also like it would have to be in the like fighter slot looking at the rest of it.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And even then I don't think it performs well enough versus like a Mud Boy. It's the pseudo Mud Boy and it just doesn't perform that same role.
You want to jump back to the graphic real quick?
Yes. Let's see. You wanted to talk about Pangoro because Pangoro is
a limited option.
It's not good.
It's not good, but if you're someone that has never seen one and might not know what its type or moves are,
it's a pseudo dark.
It's a dark fighter. It's a Scrafty.
Or no, sorry. It is a what the heck did I call it? Subpar fighter and an okay dark. It's running what is it? Snarl Dark Pulse maybe, and then like a superpower. Which, I mean, as I've said before, I don't like superpower. Because you build up 2 and go absolute ham and then swap out, or you use it and you stick in.
Pangoro's fast moves.
Uh-huh.
Snarl, low kick, bullet punch.
You're using Snarl.
And then charge moves are close combat, Iron Head, Rock Slide, or Night Slash.
So I think in this one it's close combat and Night Slash. Does close combat have a debuff?
Yes.
Yeah. That's the one downside with a lot of the
Nuke charge fighting moves.
just the usable, the relevant fighting charge moves in.
Other than cross
PvP.
chop and dynamic punch.
Yeah, I think the only one is cross chop on Machamp that like has any relevance.
So maybe like an introduction of dynamic punch is the mid range. Cross chop is the weather ball clone, more or less.
Yeah, I don't think like as a fighter, Pangoro isn't it. Pangoro's not a good fighter. So unless you're running something, I really like Pangoro Mawile, maybe, but even then, that's neutral to counter, weak to counter.
Yeah, it's definitely a
not
spicy
ideal.
option. It's an anti-ghost.
Yeah. So I'm not like I don't know. I guess maybe pair it with Frostlass if you're going to.
Yeah, that's something JDY mentions here is how do you guys think Frost is going? Is this another save shields destroy an end game scenario? Frostlass performs well every meta it's in.
Yeah, it might. I think there's just enough steel that makes me kind of shy away from it, but there's just enough of the
Everything else.
ground. There's just enough everything else that like it might perform very well in a multi-role.
In the role that it's in to counter a fighter, you really just don't want to see something like Excadrill. Even Obstagoon can give it a hard time with Night Slash pressure.
Mm-hmm. No, Excadrill's running a lot of ground type, and
It gets to Rock Slide really quick, though.
yeah.
I mean, you want to run that sim? Do you want to see if Excadrill versus Frostlass? I want to say Frostlass wins just because Powdered Snow is just a little bit better. And she's doing... I think they're both doing neutral to each other because I think Steel resists the ice, which neutralized by the ground.
Frostlass loses.
So it does... Excadrill does get to the Rock Slide just a little bit faster.
Yeah, 2 rock slides. Avalanche needs, what is that? Maybe 1.5 more Powdered Snows.
Yeah.
So
Excadrill just squeaks it out.
yeah. I mean, so realistically, like endgame, if you don't have shields, like you'd have to commit. That's the downside.
Frostlass is something you'll have to commit resources to.
Yeah.
It's your slot 2 that plays your slot 1.
Yeah. If you're running it as a closer, you have to commit, and there's gonna be a chance that you have to pressure the shields out ahead of time.
Yeah.
Which means you can see if you can't run Frostlass in the back with 2 semi-chunky, semi-pressure lead.
Fortress
up
would be a good example.
Yeah, Fortress would be.
I mean, but then you're double weak to fire.
Double weak to fire.
Double weak to steel.
Fortress, yeah.
Or not double weak.
Fortress doesn't do much against fighters. So yeah, you kind of get a little. I mean, that's a pair of Pokemon, and
so
not the entire
Poliwrath
team.
might
So
not be a bad pair.
Frostlass Poliwrath. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Poliwrath can pressure with Scald, it can pressure with Dynamic Punch. Can you jump back to the... There we go.
Yeah.
Gallade would beat some of its weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Because its biggest weaknesses are going to be Ice, Fire, Dark, and Rock.
I kind of like...
Quagsire would be a good pair for it.
I don't like Lucario in that. Yeah, Quagsire would be. There's a handful. Like I think between honestly, it in Excadrill might not be bad because Excadrill's,
Double weak to fire.
Excadrill's a
Ground Steel.
ground steel and ground
doesn't resist fire.
It doesn't.
Nope.
I swear to God, Pokemon, make it more confusing.
It's the electric to
Obstafrost.
water scenario.
Obstafrost.
Obstafrost would be
Not
bad.
Not terrible, but I cringed with something with counter, which realistically there isn't a really good counter user here. Because Galley doesn't have it. Lucario.
Has
Other
a good time.
Obstagoon, actually. Other Obstagoon is where I kind of worry. Other Obstagoon with somebody willing to use both shields on Obstagoon.
I mean, there has been some cheese hyper beam and gunk shot obstagoons.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just worry that
Or sorry, not hyper beam, just gunk shot.
if you're running Obstagoon Frostlass and somebody else has a team that's going to carry Obstagoon, that puts Obstagoon
In a much more
as your
prominent position.
Yeah, that Obstagoon has an opportunity to be able to be both.
Trying to see what would kind of beat both of them.
Let's just stop playing defense for about 4
Mawile
minutes.
might give both of them problems.
Yeah. Yeah. Mawile's so weird as a steel fairy, where like there's
Fire
counter.
Fang, Fire Fang, Ice Fang, Bite, Power Up Punch, Crunch,
Play rough.
and Play Rough.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the multi-tool that you have to worry what it has.
Blaziken, that's true.
Yeah.
Blaziken would give them both a problem.
Yeah. I mean, that's if you're
blowing shields to save your.
Yeah, because
Frostlass.
Yeah. I mean, or someone has to shield Blaziken, or has to use shields on Blaziken because Blaziken's frail.
Yeah, but most people that are running Blaziken are investing in Blaziken
Hmm.
because it can either be a sweeper or a nuker.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah. There's some interesting pairings here.
But it's really going to come down to those first two picks.
Yeah, I don't think Galarian. There's a couple in here that I'm like, that's not good. Chestnut, no, it's not good. Galarian Rapidash, yeah, it's not good. Gengar might be interesting.
Gengar is incredibly pressure heavy, but that's assuming that they don't run one of the Mud Boys or Obstagoon.
Yeah. Or a dark somewhere else.
Yeah.
A dual type dark somewhere else.
Like a Muck or something.
Mm-hmm. Or you're not running Skarmory in the back with a Night Slash.
Skarmory?
Not Skarmory, Caesar.
That's
Some
true.
wild thing with Night Slash, because I mean most things can get to Night Slash.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Jump Luff's a thing.
Jump Off gets melted by Frostlass, though.
There's a handful of things, like realistically, like Pangoro. You could try it. I just don't think it's gonna perform well enough on a team. Chestnut, again, I don't know if it really performs well enough for.
I think in slot 1 you're looking at Obstagoon, you're looking at Lucario, Poliwrath, Blaziken maybe, Quagsire for sure is a good solid option. You just have to bait out the grasses. Flygon, maybe,
Yeah, you gotta.
because Flygon comes with Stone Edge, Earth Power, Dragon Claw. It's got good pressure moves.
It's got good pressure moves, and if you're running it, Mudshot, it can get there. So, or you run it Dragon Tail for neutral.
Neutral
guess.
smack damage.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, Gyarados and Charizard don't look appealing to me.
Yeah, I just don't understand.
If
Galarian.
Quagsire wasn't there, I'd say Gyarados would be better, but because most Quagsires carry Stone Edge, that's a one-shot on Gyarados.
Is there somebody in the chat that can tell me why Galarian Rapidash is in the anti-fighter, other than it wanted to fill it so there's an equal amount of Pokemon available in slot 1 versus slot 2?
Galarian Rapidash, why am I here?
I don't. Its moveset is bad. Its stats are bad.
I mean, it's Psycho Cut, Body Slam, and Mega Horn.
Let me just exhale in like 7 different ways. Yeah, I don't understand it. Because it says what, Psychic Fairy?
Spam City for G-Dash.
Yeah. Does it get to Mega Horn quick though, or is it just body slams?
Outside of it being a ghost, I think
Psycho-
body slams will
Psycho
do
Body
it.
slam, yeah.
Ghost or steel
And both of those are going to be
around.
around.
My Little Pony.
Or no, don't flyers resist it?
Body slam?
Normals, don't
No.
they? No. Weird. I don't know where I'm getting that information. Yeah, there's some good stuff. There's some weird stuff. Let's see. What else did I have? Yeah, I looked at Pangoro because you were like, Pangoro? It's not around a lot because you have to have it from 12k eggs. Right? 12k eggs?
Mm-hmm.
It's exclusive where it's at, and then you have to trade it, and hopefully it gets lower, or you can evolve it, and it's probably terrible IVs anyway. Not great. The other thing you were mentioning is shadows.
I think some of the only shadows that are really going to perform here will be something like Shadow Mawile, which had a limited run.
There's a couple of shadows. It's honestly a toss-up between what the Pokemon is,
True.
as far as the shadows being good or not. Shadow Poliwrath, I think, because Poliwrath has just enough bulk that the shadow allows it to be okay. Big pressure, but okay as far as bulk, rather than being solid.
Which is
but
nice because it is still available.
Yeah,
Sierra.
Oh, I completely forget because I'd never have the Rocket Raiders on. I just battle grunts.
But you would have to be stuck with frustration right now.
Yeah. Honestly, it's a toss-up. It's something to do some math on. If you have something available, one versus another, and it like super fits, then maybe go for it. Or
consider
look
a
between...
shadow as something that will either one create heavy amounts of pressure or get things killed really quick.
But yeah, I would just look between what is it? Does a look at just the core, look at team building without the shadow, and then look at the Pokemon if you have that available as a shadow and say, if I
swap this out, how does it work?
Does it actually improve any matchups? In the case of Poliwrath, it adds additional pressure. Do I have the bulk around it to be able to make it work, or do I need Poliwrath to have additional
Or if
bulk?
I want to run the shadow, what can I facilitate to make it work?
Yep. Another thing that I wrote down here, in a meta where fire types should have fun, they can't. Fire doesn't perform. It's allowed here. Your primary fire type is Charizard. I think your next... I was looking at it with, as according to PvPoke, the highest Pokemon with a water type move was something ridiculous. Lantern with Hydro Pump. And it takes forever to get to Hydro Pump.
But it is bulky.
It is bulky, but it's one of those things of like your top performers are all bug. Lucario is steel. Like a fire type should be great here. Mawile with Fire Fang is going to be pretty solid. But I think beyond that, like, this would be a meta where fire type is allowed, but fire type's just not going to perform.
It's because everything else has something that smacks fire in the nose and says no.
Yeah, and it's just disappointing.
You want to do a quick search on fire?
Sure.
See what pops up.
Don't forget to make love to that mic. Blaziken, Charizard, Incineroar. Incineroar.
Ooh, Spicy Cat.
Fire Fang, Flame Charge, and Dark Pulse at rank 30.
Fire Fang over Snarl. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just using it as a Fire Fast.
Yeah.
Fire Fang boost the Fire Fang.
Oh, yeah. Fire Fang and a Flame Charge. And a Fire Fang and a Flame Charge. Dark Pulse if you, for whatever reason, have to fight something else.
Something that's not weak to it.
Yeah. You get absolutely smacked around by Poliwrath because it's a Dark Blaziken wins. You're just walled by Walrein. Even though Walrein would be using an Earthquake.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's Ice-type moves, which is hilarious.
No, I think it's just using Icicle Spear. Click the eye there and see. It's probably baiting and then earthquake.
Yeah, baiting and then earthquake, because of course that's assuming the
Opponent
bait.
shields the first one. Well, yeah, Incineroar is your go-to fire type, I think.
yeah. Victini, Macargo, Houndour, but we're getting like deep in the list.
Macargo is fairly bulky though, plus with the Rock Tomb debuff.
Right, but we're at rank 80 though. So Blaziken's number 2, Charizard's number 23, Incineroar's 30, Charizard's 30, or Charizard's Shadow is 33. Victini's all the way down at 68. We get a big jump of
I mean, to be fair though,
literally everything else.
if you need a fire type on your team to counter the bugs and the steals,
Mhm.
Incineroar is a non-premier selection. It can fill that slot 4. And that's a huge anti-Frostlass.
Victini.
No, Incineroar.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm actually kind of impressed that it's not on the key wins for whatever reason.
It's probably because it is mostly better at handling those things.
Frostlass and Incineroar. It doesn't it doesn't even get to a second flame charge. It gets to the one flame charge and then does two more fire fangs and then
Num
deletes it. Yeah. That's
How
that's
close does that
wild.
get to another avalanche though?
It's there.
It dies on
there.
average.
It's there. So yeah, like realistically, if you can get a powdered snow off, one powdered snow off, it's one of those interesting opportunities where if you can get one in before, you have enough energy to be able to fire it, as long as the game allows you to fire it.
Sounds like that's going to be a lot of the matchups in this meta.
It might be. It's just open enough that there's some weird matchups where like you should win.
Yeah, the
but
rest
you
of that
don't.
list doesn't look very appealing.
No, it's
Houndoom in its evolutions,
Yeah.
and then Delphox,
Delphox because it's a
Fire Psychic.
fire psychic. Yeah. What's the final one? Is that the final one?
Mm-mm.
No. It's
Fennekin,
mhm.
Braixen, Delphox.
Okay, Braxian, because Braxian's a straight fire.
Yeah,
Okay. And Delphox.
Fire Psychic.
Fire spin, scratch, then headbutt, flame charge, psychic, flamethrower, fire blast. Like it's got flame charge. What?
Whack.
Like, dude, like if it could incinerate, or if Will-O-Wisp was a fast move, like that might be really interesting.
Community.
Yeah. Well, realistically, for community, Delphox is getting blast burn.
Yep.
Or no, it's getting.
Yeah,
is it
blast
getting
burn.
its, okay, is it getting its Z move? No, you're right.
No, it's a black and white mon.
Right. Which region is that one called? Unova?
This sounds right.
Yeah, I just wish fire types were better.
I might look at Incineroar. That's appealing.
That's an interesting that's an interesting one.
I raise you the Dene, Jamar, Excadrill, Incineroar, Finger Snaps.
Yeah, you guys are just like what's the magic card? Was it instant counter. It's like, oh, gross. It's turning into a what is it? Is it deck?
Gross.
The
Red Blue Guild.
red blue where it's just spells. Gross. What else did I have here? I said there's bug up the pooper.
That's true.
There's a lot of bug here. Like a lot of bug here. Fortress Beedrill, Galvantula.
You know, it would be a bug to shake up this meta that they could release. Dewpider.
Water bug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget its evolution's name.
I don't know. Yeah, off the top of my head, I don't know.
It's a giant water spider.
Scoliopedes at rank 31 because it's poison. Heck yeah. Poison X's or Mega Horn. Wormadam Trash. Confusion Bug Buzz Ironhead. So there's some interesting options here. Drapion. No, Drapion's a...
Snow's allowed.
Yes.
That's a bold pick.
Barbicle. I don't...
Another cup where Barbicle and Malamar are allowed.
Yes.
They both play that interesting, weird hybrid role.
Yeah, because they have weird. Because it's what, a bug water.
Water rock.
Oh, that's right. Water rock with some bug move and some fighting move because it's got Stone Edge cross chop with Fury Cutter fast move. It's just weird. And then Malamar was a Psychic
Dark.
But also has, I think,
Psycho Cut, Foul Play, Superpower.
Malamar has superpower?
Yep.
What the heck? What the heck?
Malamar.
That's so weird. Yeah, there's some weird stuff here. So.
JDY the B is always solid for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I honestly think Beedrill's a great fill.
Yeah, it's
if you're looking for
you can
something.
have either regular or shadow.
Regular or shadow, the poison jab, drill run,
X Scissor.
X Scissor. Yeah. If you want to get spicy,
Fell Stinger.
you can go Infestation. You could go Fell Stinger. You could go Aerial Ace. So, yeah, there's some weird stuff here that you could play around with. The benefit of the bug poison is it is resisting fighting. So it can be an anti-fighter.
Especially with Aerial Ace. Just bap.
Yeah, it's got some it's got some weird play.
But Aerial Ace is a bad move.
Aerial Ace isn't a great move. You're right. You are not wrong.
Why Aerial Ace when you could have a wing attack Charizard?
What else?
Or
do I
Owlboy,
have?
he's thick.
Oh, I said, is this secretly a ground meta? I think the grounds are really important here. Poliwrath, Quagsire, Excadrill, all going to perform really well.
Flygon.
Flygon has opportunities to perform really well. Lucario is rank 1 on PV Poke, and I don't.
It really comes down to shield predictions and spicy matchups.
Yeah, because I mean, personally, I love Lucario. Lucario is a really cool Pokemon. It's like a pseudo legendary, really cool moveset, really cool type combo. But in most of these metas, like, it's gonna be hurt by ground. It's gonna be hurt by fighters. It's gonna be resisted by a lot. It's gonna have okay performance. It's gonna have reasonable performances. I think the really odd thing is you gotta go.
No, I'm okay.
Okay. The interesting thing is of it wants to build it with counter power punch shadow ball.
Yeah, so it's the bait mechanic.
Right, but another part of me is like, does Aura Sphere not have the same energy requirement as shadow ball?
It does.
So then, does Aura Sphere make more sense rather than
Shadow Ball hits more things for neutral.
No, I know, but why not run Aura Sphere and Shadow Ball?
Because
rather than Power Punch.
You need the Power Punch for the bait. That's why it's rank 1. If you put anything against it in the 2-shield scenario, it's not going to win.
Is that because, if you bait properly with Power Up Punch?
So the theory is it's Power Up Punch bait first, right?
Right.
But everybody assumes that you're going to do that. So you build up to the Shadow Ball or the Aura Sphere and throw that first instead.
Right. But why not? Because Power Punch doesn't do any damage. It gives you the attack buff, sure.
Right.
But Lucario doesn't survive very long. So why not give it 2 nukes in Aura Sphere and Shadow Ball and leave people guessing? And just give it a better attack?
You could. But that still also comes down to the bait. Because it doesn't live long enough to get to 2 Shadow Balls or 2 Aura Spheres. That's why you have the Power Up Punch as the bait move. But if you throw the Shadow Ball, yes, you're not getting the boost, but there's a good chance most people are assuming you're throwing the Power Up Punch first because that's the common thing to do. In most scenarios, Lucario doesn't live long enough to get 2 of those nuke moves built up. It's everything on PV Poke is assuming that they shield the first Power Punch.
JDY is asking about Charm Gallade. Probably Shadow better there. Confusion better probably for regular Gallade.
I think you
Yeah.
still want the confusion for the energy gain so you can use charge moves.
Yeah, I don't see what is charm winning against confusion?
Darks and fighters.
There's not a whole lot of fighters, especially because
It beats the crap out of Housekeeping, though.
it beats the crap out of Obstagoon, sure, but like Gallade is your select your fighter. So unless you're running something like Mawile, if you're running like Charm Gallade and then Mawile, where Mawile with Firefang is technically your fighter, and then Charm Gallade is technically your anti-fighter. Unless you rotate those roles, like you're losing.
You're losing your anti-tank option.
You're losing your anti-tank option if you're running Charm, or you're losing your It's an interesting choice, I guess. I don't know if I would recommend it, so
Especially on Shadow, for sure.
yeah, Charm can run over things, but I mean,
That also makes Gallade really squishy.
Gallade's real squishy, especially if you go Shadow. Yeah, I mean, it just changes it changes its role. And
Yeah.
I think that's especially when it's a limited pick for slot 1. You then really have to rethink how you're building your team. So,
And that's one thing I've noticed with a couple of my last tournaments is if I make something prominently aware, so we'll take this for example. If we go in match 1 and my opponent realizes this Gallade's running Charm, then they know they just need to kill it as quick as possible because it's not going to get more than one charge move off in most cases, and then they can save the shields for something else. And if they know that I'm making the pivot of my team that Gallade, they know that I'm going to invest resources to save it, which will leave my backline vulnerable.
yeah, I'm not. Gallade might actually. You could build teams and have Gallade work, but I don't think people starting out PvP. I don't think I would recommend Gallade.
No. I think Excadrill is probably the safest for a new person.
Really? Huh.
It's fairly consistent.
I think I'm thinking Polyrath's not a bad option.
Polyrath's not bad. You just have to have the charge TMs to spin that wheel.
Polyrath, Quag, I think are both options.
Quagsire is going to be a little bit more interesting because most people, if you're a newer player, most people are going to throw their shields in their first Pokemon lead. So if you're going to use Quagsire, put it in the back as a closer. Because if you're someone that's fairly new to the competitive scene, most of your opponent's tier level are going to play like they're playing against Rockets and use both their shields first. So having something like Quagsire that has super powerful moves in the back to just close out the game is a good option. Unless you want to run it in front as a martyr, that's one of the strategies I like to do with Quagsire, is I'll throw it in the front, not give it any shields, try to get as many Stone Edges, Earthquakes, or Sludge Bombs, whatever I'm running on it first, just to pressure out shields, and then bring things in that have more potential one-shot moves that, oh, that's unfortunate. You've already used all your shields. I'm going to use a Charizard Overheat on you.
I think that's it.
Yeah. It's going to be a very interesting meta, and as always, we will be hosting a cup as well. So if you are looking for somewhere to participate in a Silph Arena meta, you are more than welcome to join our server. We will post dates probably shortly after the month begins, and we figure out what works best for everybody. Probably sticking to remote, because that's what we do for remote play tournaments. There are some local organizations that will be trying to run hybrid in-person remote tournaments. So one way you can find out if your local area is doing that is heading over to the Silph Arena. They have a map section. I would usually say within a week after the month starts, most communities will post when their event's going to be. If not, just check back on that map every once in a while. I know for us locally, Bowling Bacon 300 in Western Washington's Discord is trying to do a physical in-person meetup for near the end of this month for Obsidian. they are still working the details on that. But if you're somewhere here in Washington, you want to try and maybe head out to a physical in-person meetup one again, there is that as an option. We do also have the Mazer Gaming tournament coming up.
Yes. Let me pull up the details. Mazer, and there's one other group that's doing it. I think I put something in. No, hold on. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? I put a draft in for sending a DM. I thought I did. Where in the world is it? It's not here. Cool. Was there a draft tweet? I'm losing it.
You could always just pull up the announcement, though.
Yeah, the
Nexus
question
League?
is where. That's right. That's the other one. There's Nexus League and Nexus League and Mazer Gaming in partnership doing the tournament. Let me pull up the link. Where are you? Nexus League Seattle, April 24th,
You want to throw that up on screen.
2022 at 1 p.m. I believe I have not gotten my... Oh, goodness. It's too big. Let me zoom out. There we go. I have not reserved my spot in the tournament, but I believe I will be participating, and Jesse and I will be heading up to Linwood. I expect to lose, but it's a... what's it called?
It's a double elimination open Great League tournament.
Yeah, so it should be interesting. I will be building a team. Actually, we might build a team on stream.
Maybe.
Build a team on stream, maybe? I don't know. Great League's not my strong suit, so we'll have to sort of...
What are you talking about? It's the only league you play.
No, I mean, sorry, Open Great League.
Okay.
Open Great League's not my strong suit. So, you know, I've messed around in GBL, but this is a pick 6 or bring 6 pick 3, so we'll have to, you know, play around with that. We'll probably be there. We'll have our Battle Science logo merch stuff. I will be getting us something. I'm getting at least a shirt for myself from our merch store over at
Oh yeah, there's something we missed in the intro.
No, I mean, sometimes I leave it for the end here.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of the end, let me hit the button with the split. Hit the button with the split. Hit the button with the... Not going to yell.
Split.
No, it's the end of the night, and we're both winding down.
I mean, I could go hyper if you want me to.
Please don't.
Should I give you some more dad jokes?
No, I mean... No?
Okay.
I don't know. Not right now. Let's see. Anything else coming up here in the next couple... Next week, we'll have our Battle Science After Dark podcast. So if you haven't already, or if you have or haven't already supported us over on Patreon, you can look forward to a Battle Science After Dark podcast going up next Tuesday. Should be next Tuesday night. With our talks on, oh goodness, at the very least, we'll be talking about
Incense changes.
incense changes. We're incensed for incense. Huh. Oh goodness, what else is there? I think that's about it.
Sports ball.
Sports ball. Right. I guess I will try and put up the St. Patrick's Day stream up on YouTube. Go over to youtube.com, check out Battle Science if you guys want to subscribe. Get us to 100 subscribers so we can get youtube.com/battlescience. Give us a nice little easy link. The community question, because that doesn't happen like nearly ever. Absolute goofball one. If I remember, probably not. We'll put up a tweet, put it up in the Discord. But if you could describe your occupation with one move from any Pokemon game, how would you describe your occupation?
I'm trying to remember all the moves.
Gust. Or no, you do a lot of like electronic stuff. So
Yeah.
then is there
Discharge. Fury Cutter.
Yeah,
I do a lot of wire management.
yeah. Lock on doesn't make any sense. God, I don't know what
Rapid spin.
I like mine of just being Giga Drain, which is terrible.
Describe your job using a move.
Yeah,
That's the community question.
basically, yeah. Describe your day-to-day job as a move.
Baton pass.
Actually, you know what? That's as a manager for sales. That's actually not a bad. It's kind of the philosophy that I have, and if inherited by from my manager, of like sales wise, we make commission off of our own sales, but we also make commission off of the overall store's sales. Now I see a less smaller percentage of it, but
Steve secretly uses nasty plot.
no, I mean, I realistically like if I were a store manager, I would go completely ham and basically say I'm here to support the salespeople, so I will help them make the sale, so they make their commission, and then I make a commission off of the overall store's performance. But I'm not a store manager; I'm an assistant manager, so it's a little less. So baton pass, like talking to a customer, getting some of the knowledge, handing it off. Not inaccurate. But social interaction makes me tired. So Giga Drain. How would you describe battle science as a Pokemon move? I mean, you could describe Pokemon Go PvP as frustration.
Echo voice.
Echo voice. Was it loud noises? No, what is it called?
Screech.
Nah, no. What's the like Exploud move?
Echo voice.
Is it Echo voice? Okay.
It's either Echo or Hyper. I forget.
Hyper voice. That sounds right. I don't know.
Disarming voice.
Not quite. We're not
Boom
quite.
burst.
We're not quite like NPR levels. So I don't know if I would do disarming voice.
Sing.
And I won't do that.
No, that's Jiggly Dad.
That is. He's still around, but not in the Pokemon Go community, really. So.
I mean, he's still around in the community. He just isn't. He's doing his own thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Follow us at battle_science on Twitter. Check out the YouTubes. Check out patreon.com/battlescience. If you are interested in Battle Science merch, you can go to, let me pull up the link here. It should be, I need to spell it properly. store.streamelements.com/battlescience. Pick yourself up some merch. I will be wearing a nice nifty Battle Science shield t-shirt to the tournament there. What color do I get? Do I go with gray? Do I go with purple? I might go with silver. It's a light gray, Go with some nice. Oh, Jesse's already gone. Okay, that's what I figured. I think that's it. God, am I missing something? I'm probably missing something. Jesse shrugs. That works. Okay. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We will talk more about whatever in the world the next event is. Fingers crossed we get that announced. But also talk more on maybe some practice and team building for Nemesis Cup. Gosh, I'm just absolutely blanking. Thank you everybody for listening. We'll catch you guys in the next Battle Science podcast. And in the meantime, we'll catch you out there on the battlefield.